Hey there, this is Florence. I just arrived literally minutes ago, coming from Perugia by train, and I am just making a short stop for maybe an hour or two here in Florence to check it out. And look at this, the incredible Florence Cathedral. Construction began in 1296 AD, but it wasn't completed until 1436, 140 years later. And as you can see, Florence is a popular city. The capital and largest city of the Tuscany region here in central Italy. And considered to be the birthplace of the Renaissance. A center of art and culture and fashion. A very influential city in Italian history. And so this is not going to be a full tour of the city. I'm just going to walk around and give you a taste for the city streets and the people and what's going on here. Art galore. Looks like a line for people waiting to, oh my god, it keeps going and going. I'm assuming they're waiting to go into the cathedral. I'm sure it must be absolutely spectacular. It was the largest dome in the world for several centuries. But I'm definitely not going to wait around in that line. I'm going to head in the general direction of the Plaza Signoria, which is one of the other central plazas of Florence here. And other than that, just wander around and see where I end up and just make a long walkthrough with this video. I'm basically just gonna record one long clip and just cruise around here. And so as I said, then I came from Perugia, which is just south of here. It was a 2-hour train ride. I flew into Perugia 3 days ago from Malta, and the reason that I ended up in Perugia, which I had never heard of before, was I found a cheap flight on Ryanair from Malta to Perugia for 20 euros. And then with baggage and paying for a seat, then it came to about $60. Look at this line, just keeps going and going. I'm sure it's worth it if you're in the mood for standing in line. Man, what a just perfect day and an absolutely amazing scene here. And so I am having a traveling day, and I'm going to keep on going from here, go back to the train station where I left my big backpack. And keep on traveling across Italy. And I don't know where I am going. I don't know where I'm staying tonight. So that is the historic dome, largest dome in the world for a long time. And so I'm heading in the general direction of France. But I haven't booked accommodation for tonight yet. So I'm making another video, and I will put the link at the end of this video documenting my whole traveling day and basically showing how you can travel spontaneously, especially in the modern era of the internet and smartphones, and how you can figure out the train schedules and the bus schedules and book your accommodation just sitting there on the bus or whatever, just right before you show up somewhere. The incredible convenience of this new age of traveling, thanks to modern technology and the internet. And I think that I will go next to Pisa, home of the Leaning Tower of Pisa, of course. But I might not stay there. I don't know yet. I'll see when I get there, if I get there, but there are lots of trains going every like 20-30 minutes from Florence to Pisa, and it's about an hour away. The train from Perugia to Florence here was 2 hours and 15 euros, about $16–17 US. So quite reasonable. And so I'm almost to the Piazza della Signoria. And I will mention that there are a couple of places that I wanted to go that I don't think that I will go this time in Italy, just because of the inconvenience of getting there. So one is Siena, which is only about an hour away by train from here, and it is supposed to be a kind of mellower, less crowded version of Florence, yet it has one of the most spectacular plazas in all of Europe. My mom actually went there and did a Italian language school for a week or two, many years ago, back in the 90s, I think. And there you can see Piazza della Signoria. And so I wanted to go to Siena from Perugia, but the trains didn't go direct there, and it was going to be a real pain in the butt. And I could go there from here and then come back, or go there and stay the night in Siena. But I'm thinking that I will keep on cruising. You can't see everything, and I'm going to see some really amazing Italian cities in the course of the next couple of days or so of traveling to France. And the other place that I wanted to go, and it was actually kind of the main mission for me, the reason that I flew to Perugia to begin with, one of the reasons, other than the cheap flight, is I want to go to San Marino. San Marino is a country that I hadn't heard of before until a couple of weeks ago or so, that is inside of Italy. It is this teeny tiny little country in the mountains, kind of east of here, not very far away. So I'm now going to continue my wandering and try to get to the river. I think it's called the Tarno. Check the old maps here. Excuse me, not the Tarno, the Arno. So just straight ahead and we'll see the river. The largest river in Tuscany. I wish that I could tell you what all of these statues represent, the history and all that, but as I said, this is not a full tour of Florence. I am just kind of popping in and checking things out. But it is sure spectacular. Okay. I kind of like the looks of this street down this way, so walk down here. And so I really want to go to San Marino, because one of these micronations are called. I was just in Malta, as I mentioned. Before that I was in Andorra. And San Marino is kind of similar to Andorra, it sounds like, a small little nation in the mountains. The problem is, even though it is not that far away if you look at the map, actually getting there would be a matter of several days out of my way. For one thing, it looks like you can only access it from the other side of the country of San Marino, on the east side over by the Adriatic Sea. Assuming that is true, then it would mean having to go all the way around that country. It still wouldn't be so far from here, from Florence, but it would be several hours on buses or trains just to get there, and quite possibly changing buses or trains. There isn't going to be a direct one to San Marino from here, I don't think. And then I would get there and want to stay at least a couple of days, and then I would need to get back here. And so basically you're looking at like 3 days added to my travel itinerary when I am kind of on a mission to get to France to visit a friend there. And so it was a bit of a tough decision, but decided, well, yes, I want to see it, but I think I'll just see more of Italy and save it for another time, because it's all going to be beautiful. Italy is a country that exceeds the hype, really. I mean, you hear so much about Italy, of course, but you know, just look at these streets. And Perugia was this absolutely amazing city, also of all the old, like, medieval era stone buildings, which I'd never heard of before, not a popular tourist destination, and yet it was spectacular. And so Italy is a country worth exploring, and one that I wanted to see more of. This is actually my third time to Italy, but both previous times were short visits. Okay, let's see if I can get back on track to get over to the river. awesome record shop here. All right, can I find my way to the river with my good old street smarts, or will I have to make use of Google Maps? We shall see. I'm gonna take a right here. And I think I found it. That's got to be the river right there. The Arno. And that gives some perspective on things. Always nice to get to the river where things open up and then you get a view looking further, the beautiful Italian countryside out there. I think I will head back into the center of things there and go find somewhere to get a drink and some lunch before continuing on my way across Italy today in that other video. So I'm going to end this one here and look for that end card if you want to watch the other video about my full day of travels across Italy. See ya.